Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago Med Season 10 clears the path for its best romantic pairing to finally be together. Chicago Med Season 10, Episode 12, entitled In the Wake, paves the way for its best romantic couple to finally get together. There were several great pair-ups in the 2025 One Chicago crossover, but Chicago Med didn't have any romance during the special event before returning to business as usual in Season 10's In the Wake. This episode deals primarily with staff shortages and a massive influx of patients after the closure of the Jackson Monroe Hospital. However, two major characters take steps toward ending their current romances. Throughout In the Wake, Chicago Med's Dean Archer, Steven Weber, debates whether he should work things out with his ex-girlfriend, Margot Beth Lack. The two again butt heads when Archer realizes that Margot recently covered up a client's relapse into drug use to protect her future. Although the two come to an understanding, Margot declines to accept Archer's offer to grab drinks. Meanwhile, Chicago Med's Hannah and Mitch, Jesse Schramm and Luke Mitchell, run into serious trouble. To deal with his friend's death, Mitch has been getting drinks with mutual friends every night and coming to work hungover. Hannah and Archer have grown from adversaries to close friends, which is a perfect recipe for a primetime television drama. While Chicago Med's Archer initially hated Hannah so much that he opposed the hospital were hiring her after she completed her rehab, the two now offer each other the perfect blend of support and tough love. They are not afraid to call each other out on their BS, generally respect each other, and fight for each other's well-being whenever the need arises. So far, their relationship has been platonic, despite Archer's son, Sean, Luigi Satal, getting jealous because he thought his father was moving romantically towards Sean's secret crush. However, Hannah and Archer's scenes are far more interesting than either character's current pairing. Hannah has been aggravated with Mitch since the two got together because he constantly shuts her out and gets mad when she tries to stop him from being self-destructive. Archer and Margot's relationship is also full of conflict, as they have never seen eye to eye on the work Margot does or how she treated Sean when he worked for her. Chicago Med Season 10, Episode 12 takes the first step toward Hannah and Archer becoming a couple by ruining both of their current relationships. Archer's relationship with Margot had been over for a while, so there is no real reason to bring her back other than to cut off any possibility that the two would reconcile. Archer's angst throughout the episode could have led to a reconciliation. The two finally clear the air after he's ghosted her for months, so if the Chicago Med writers intended to put Archer and Margot back together, this would be the perfect way to do it. Rather than get back together, Archer and Margot part on friendly terms, with Margot having no interest in exploring anything further with Archer. At the same time, Hannah and Mitch's relationship appears to be imploding because of Mitch's potential alcohol abuse problem. Mitch is constantly drinking, to the point where he's hungover, and when she calls him on it, he claims she's projecting her issues onto him. This ugly argument may be the beginning of the end of their relationship. Hannah's commitment to sobriety will preclude her being with him unless and until he admits his alcohol use following Sully's death is problematic. The One Chicago crossover underscored the severe lack of romance in Chicago Med. While Chicago Fire's Severide and Mouch both worried about their significant other's fates, and Chicago PD's Burgess feared her fiancé could die, no Chicago Med characters faced such a catastrophic possibility. This imbalance was because the only couple Chicago Med currently has is Hannah and Mitch, and their relationship is so bland that it's hard to care about it. Chicago Med hasn't had a strong couple in a long time. Natalie and Will were a focal point for the first several seasons, eventually growing into a love triangle involving Crockett. None of those characters are in the show anymore, and Chicago Med Season 10 hasn't found a suitable replacement. Allowing Hannah and Archer to explore their feelings would fix Chicago Med's issue when it comes to romance and give the audience a couple worth rooting for. Chicago Med has never shied away from complicated romantic entanglements, but as it heads into Season 10, one particular pairing finally has the opportunity to step into the spotlight. Over the years, the medical drama has played with will they won't they dynamics, love triangles, and workplace tensions, but now the groundwork has been laid for the show's most compelling couple to finally be together. Dr. Will Halstead and Dr. Hannah Asher. The relationship between Will and Hannah has been a roller coaster of emotion. From the moment they first crossed paths, their chemistry was undeniable, yet circumstances constantly conspired to keep them apart. Will, the ever-empathetic doctor, initially saw Hannah at her lowest, struggling with addiction and professional setbacks. His instinct to save her clashed with her desire to stand on her own 2 feet, creating a dynamic fraught with tension and longing. As much as they cared for each other, their relationship always seemed to be on unstable ground, making it impossible for them to truly thrive as a couple. But Chicago Med Season 10 changes everything. For one, both Will and Hannah have evolved immensely as characters. Hannah's journey has been one of resilience. She's proven she's more than her past struggles. She has rebuilt her career, gained the trust of her colleagues, and shown an incredible ability to support others without losing sight of her own progress. Meanwhile, Will has finally let go of his tendency to be overbearing, learning to respect Hannah as an equal rather than as someone he needs to rescue. This newfound maturity in both characters removes the barriers that previously made their relationship untenable. Additionally, Chicago Med's evolving landscape paves the way for this romance to flourish. With departures and shifts in the hospital's dynamics, both Will and Hannah have been given more breathing room to focus on their personal lives. The absence of major distractions, such as the entanglements of past love interests, gives them the chance to rediscover each other in a more organic way. There's no longer the looming presence of external complications pulling them apart. Instead, they have the opportunity to build something lasting based on mutual understanding and respect. Another key factor is the way Season 10 has framed their interactions. The writers have been careful to show a steady, thoughtful progression rather than forcing them together in a dramatic, rushed fashion. Their scenes together have shifted from hesitant and conflicted to warm and supportive, emphasizing their natural compatibility. It's no longer about addiction recovery or past mistakes. It's about 2 people who truly understand each other in a way no one else does. That depth of connection is what makes their pairing so compelling and why now, more than ever, they have the best chance of lasting. Moreover, Chicago Med has always thrived on portraying realistic relationships, ones that are messy, complicated, but ultimately rewarding. Will and Hannah's journey encapsulates that perfectly. They've endured missteps, moments of doubt, and heartache, yet their feelings for each other have remained beneath the surface, waiting for the right time to resurface. Season 10 marks that moment. There's also the undeniable fact that Chicago Med fans have been rooting for this couple. While the show has experimented with various romantic pairings over the years, few have had the raw, layered connection that Will and Hannah share. Their relationship isn't built on fleeting passion, it's been forged through struggle, redemption, and genuine care. Now that both characters have reached a place where they can truly be together, without the baggage of their past holding them back, it would be a missed opportunity not to finally let them have their chance. That's not to say their relationship will be without challenges. Chicago Med thrives on drama, and as any longtime viewer knows, no romance in the series is ever smooth sailing. But this time, the obstacles they face will be different. It won't be about proving themselves to each other or overcoming self-destructive tendencies. Instead, it will be about navigating a mature, deeply rooted partnership while continuing to grow both personally and professionally. That's what makes this relationship so exciting. It's not just about the passion or the tension, but about the possibility of a truly enduring love story within the walls of Gaffney Chicago Medical Center. Ultimately, Chicago Med Season 10 has given Will and Hannah the perfect setup for their romance to finally take off. With past demons behind them and a future that looks brighter than ever, there's no better time for them to take the leap. For fans who have been waiting patiently, the payoff is finally here. And if the show plays its cards right, Will and Hannah's love story could become one of the most memorable and heartfelt romances in Chicago Med history.